Talking Reds, Thursday the 12th of August, managed to nail that first time, which is a relief. Felt the pressure there. I am Andy Heaton, this is Jay McKenna. First live one, so you know, if it goes a little bit awry, you have to stick with us. But today, we're going to talk about a couple of things, but we're going to start with the return Van Dijk and Joe Gomez, and apparently both being in contention for the Norwich game.
Yeah, Klopp talking on the Liverpool website, suggesting that they're there or thereabouts, which might be a bit surprising. I've seen some people talking about Van Dijk looking a bit slow. Konaté's looked really good, but I think it's a welcome boost to know that you've got them there or thereabouts if they needed. I'd be surprised if you risked both, but I think it's a huge, it's a boost for the team, it's a boost for the fans if one of them's playing. It sets a bit of a marker. So that's interesting. I did think he might kind of just let them build in one or two of them being on the bench, but he's suggesting that they're in contention, so I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them start really.
I mean, if one of them does start, you would imagine it'd be Van Dijk, if only just, well, symbolically more than anything, just his presence there as well. Yeah. Especially with Andy Robertson being out injured, gives that maybe extra layer of it. Not so much, not that the ones can't do a job, but that extra assurance, maturity, experience. If you've got like a young Shimmikas at left back. Yeah, you're
going to need, unless Matip's going to play, you're going to need some experience in that back line, aren't you? With Robertson not being there, even at 70-80% fit Van Dijk, you'd expect to be enough for a Premier League game. So yeah, I'd imagine Van Dijk's the one, if not. But I haven't really seen much of Norwich. I don't know what pace they've got, so that might be a concern for the manager. That if Norwich have got a pacey attack, is he concerned about them getting in behind? Because I remember when we played them first game of the season a few years back, they got in behind. I don't know how many times. Yeah, we were playing a high line that was pretty much in their half. So who knows? But my guess would be if anyone's going to play, it's Van Dijk.
Is there a question though? I mean, I've seen the questions about Van Dijk, but is there a question of he was maybe playing within himself a little bit just to test it out? Because I think he said himself after the first friendly, it was exhausting more mentally than physically, just getting through that barrier. So if he said that already, surely if not this weekend, then when? Because that's another barrier he's got to get over.
Yeah, I think the thing with Van Dijk is he looks like he's playing within himself even when he's fully fit. He doesn't look like he's trying hard, does he?
Doesn't break a sweat, does he?
No, so he's running back, he looks like he's jogging, so how would we know if he was kind of, protecting his knee? So, I think he'll want to play. He wants to play football. He's at that age in his career as well. He's, I say he hasn't got many more years left, but compared to Gomez, he'll be wanting to play games of football now.
Fantastic to see Joe Gomez back as well after, suddenly we've gone from, no centre-halves to about 15.
No, it's an abundance of talent, isn't it? At centre-half again, we're all feeling good. We're all just hoping that, they stay fit and looking to that transfer window and hoping something doesn't happen the day after. But no, it's good to have them back, and I think that in a team, and I know we're going to talk about this, where we haven't necessarily been brought in lots of talent, it is some feel-good factor for the fans. It's good to see them back. Everyone was really pleased, the club, really pleased seeing them both back, clipping it over pre-season as I've seen. But, it's a statement, isn't it? Look, Liverpool have got their best back, for the first game of the season, sends a really strong, powerful message.
It's almost feel good. Fabrizio Romano has reported this morning that Liverpool are aiming up Virgil van Dijk to be the next player to tie to a new long-term contract. And when you see, I've heard age spoken about with Liverpool and contracts, but when you see Chiellini in the Euros playing at 36, 37 and playing at a ridiculously high level, you can only hope that this rumour is true, and it would be a massive step for Liverpool.
Well, look at Ramos going to PSG as well. That's a big talismanic figure for Madrid that they've lost. Liverpool want that experience and they want that really good centre half. So you've got to tie him down. Clubs, I'm sure, would be sniffing around him because he doesn't look like he needs to rely on his pace, Van Dijk, as a player. So he can play for a long time. I imagine it'd be really good, stories of him tied down with Liverpool. Clearly, he's the next in line. It looks like for being fixed to the club for the next few years and having that kind of spine and that base on which to build a new team.
That's it. Liverpool have gone big on contracts this summer. They may do another couple of transfers, they may not, but to me, tying down your best talent with Trent's just signed a new deal, Alisson signed a new deal, Fabinho signed a new deal, Henderson, fingers crossed, should sign a new deal. Van Dijk, so then that's 6, and that only really leaves the front 3, and you would imagine they'll do something with them. And people talk about the value of transfers. Well, the value of those players themselves is immeasurable.
Yeah, well, it's the thing, isn't it? It's not easy to replace any of those players. They're not out there.
Well, you're talking about the best. That's what I'm saying. So the goalkeeper's probably the best in the world. Yeah. So if he goes, who you bring in? Van Dijk, the same. Fabinho, name a better defensive midfielder than.
And also having them signed to a contract means that if they did decide they wanted to go, you're getting the most value you possibly can. So no, it makes economic sense for the club, but it is a good story for the team, knowing that we've got these for the next few years. Gives Klopp something to play with.
Talking about superstars, Harvey Elliott
Everyone's raving.
Everyone's raving.
No pressure on the lad.
No. You know what? I think he's the kind of kid that thrives on that kind of pressure, though. There's talk of him, I was reading in the Echo there and the comments around it, that he's ready for the first team. I think it'd be interesting to see how much involvement he gets in the first few games. I think that would be indicative of what the plan is for him, but he certainly looks like he's stepped up at another level after last year.
I've seen lots of the comparisons to Grealish's stats in the Championship being shared on social media compared to Harvey Elliott playing for Blackburn last year. I think fans are excited to see what he can do. So it'd be nice to see if he gets 20 minutes. And I think, I've seen Carragher talking on the podcast about this. The manager's got to manage that. He's got to, it's a difficult thing to try and do.
Does he though? Because, I see with these kids sometimes, that arrogance and they've got that confidence where they're fearless. I remember Michael Owen when he first broke through.
I mean more in the bit I think he'll want to play, and I think fans will want to see him play.
How do you manage that?
How do you manage that?
Okay.
And how do you manage him being maybe your first or second change in some games?
Yeah.
How do you say this to some of your tried and trusted players who think they're the first and second change, that he's going to get 10 minutes here and there? I think, he gets 10 minutes here and there if Liverpool are winning games comfortably as well, which will make a massive difference. We get into the League Cup soon, so I'd expect him to see us playing games. I think he'll keep him in and around the squad, because I think he'll learn more from maybe training and being in and around the first team squad than he would going out on loan again. He's gone on loan, he's proven it. Where else you send him on loan unless to a Premier League club, and you're not going to send a talent like that to a Premier League club and potentially take points off. Well, not off yourself.
Well, I mean, the other side of it is the way the squad was stretched last year. Maybe he would have got more minutes than what. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the loan was really good for him for his developments, but he's
going to get games. Yeah, I think he'll get games at Liverpool. So no, it's exciting. And in the absence of signing players, these are things we should get excited about.
No, 100%. Exciting to see how he develops. A couple of transfer links dead quick. Being linked with Doku from Rennes and Renato Sanchez from Lille. Now, what I find funny about the silly season, there seems to be no consistency with links to it's not like we're linked with 3 attackers or 3 midfielders. It just seems to be, do you think there's anything in these, or do you think it's just more come from the other side to generate interest? Because generally when Liverpool do business, the first you hear about it is when Joyce goes, Liverpool linked with it, and within half an hour they've got the...
they've got the shirt. Well, this is the bit, isn't it? Liverpool can be used because people haven't seen us buy players. It's not like it's Man United and you can say, well, of course they're not going to sign another attacker. They just signed Sancho and they signed Cavani onto a deal. So it's hard to imagine, other clubs being linked with them. Chelsea aren't because they're signing Lukaku. So Liverpool are the one that you can use. I think there's a feeling that people think Liverpool might need 1 or 2 more, and they might need a midfielder, but it really depends how Liverpool set up. You're going to have Keita back fit, Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, possibly Elliott playing in midfield, Curtis Jones. Do they need that kind of midfielder? I'm not sure they do. Do they want that midfielder? I'm not sure they do. It feels like we might need someone that offers something a bit different.
I mean, so on the midfielder thing, and look, we all know Wijnaldum played 50 games last year, but, you've got to show a little bit of faith in Curtis Jones, the specific, your young kids, because what are you saying to them if you're signing players in? I mean, either you rate Curtis Jones or you don't.
Well, this is the thing, I think, for signing a player for Liverpool, is Liverpool might sign a player that's up and coming, more than they'll sign a player that might want to come in and play. And looking at that list, Sanchez wants to come in and play. He's an established player, he's not going to come and want to sit on Liverpool's bench. Whereas Keita has to almost, because he knows he's got to prove a bit of fitness, he's got to prove form consistently, so he's got the talent but being consistent. So it's a challenge for a player coming in, and it does look like a bit of a stone us. They've had the Euros, some of these players kind of want the next move in the career. They want to get back on that kind of high level. Well, if I'm linked with Liverpool, then of course I can play for another team in and around or just below Liverpool's level, because Liverpool would insist on me even if they're not. But there's something in the transfers that I think that makes people excited. Is I think people want to see something. They want to see Liverpool putting themselves there, which is hard when you're seeing United signing Sancho, City signing Grealish and potentially Kane, Chelsea signing Lukaku. Even if we don't need one of those players, I think we could have been made up if we signed someone like Sancho. But I think it's hard for fans to see and not us get part of that excitement. So I think people will be looking at this thinking, well, almost in danger of let's sign someone. I'd find it really surprising if we didn't sign anyone.
Didn't we sign a centre half at the beginning of the window? We got our business done early.
Well, of course we did, but that's the past, isn't it? Everything's in the past if it's not today and tomorrow. So this'll be interesting to see. And I can't imagine Liverpool might not look to bring someone in, even if it's an emerging talent, before the end of the window.
On to the important stuff.
It's back.
48 hours.
It's back.
We're nearly there. Yes. Excited?
I've seen some people saying it's back for the pre-season friendly. I think, no, it's not real. There's that video where the lad runs down the stairs and shouts at his mum, Mum, it's back, the footy's back. And she calls them something that I can't say right now, but yeah, it's an excitement in it, it's enjoyable, fans will be in the ground, it feels different, even though football's still been there, this is proper football.
Feels like what a fixture to start, not its away. One of my favourite aways of the season. Unfortunately, I can't be there because I'm here busy producing content for you guys. But no, I'm excited for the lads and the girls who are going down there on the coaches. Just seeing the WhatsApp groups talking about coaches and travel and one thing and the other. It's just kind of like all the stuff that you used to do your head in about it. You're going, yeah, it is right.
Well, this is football, innit? This is football. Football isn't just watching it on the television. It's participation. We take part in it as much as we kind of enjoy.
Very much so.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, it's good to be back, and it is an excitement because I think people feel like Liverpool have got something to prove after last season. Even though it ended well, generally got something to prove. The players are back fit. Excitement for what might be to come, because it almost feels like this is taken on from the season we won the league as opposed to continuing from last season. So, no, excitement.
I can't wait. As we're saying, content, we never ever stop. We will produce all the usual stuff, post-match pints, post-match show, previews, all that stuff. We've got some stuff out earlier this week. So if you're already subscribed, nice one, thanks for supporting us. But if you haven't, now's a better time. New season, new start, let's go. Up the Reds.